Hi there. Welcome to Egoma, a free community for meditators and practitioners of self-awareness in daily life. I would like to introduce Prashanth. He is the author of the book Living Awareness Through Meditation and Practice. It is a practical guide to help you get started with meditation and deepen your practice of self-awareness in your daily life.
You know that feeling, that constant low-level weight that just seems to follow you around in your mind? Well, today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to unpack this invisible baggage and really explore a way to, hopefully, live a little bit lighter. Does this hit home for you? It's that feeling, right? That no matter what you do, you're somehow falling short. In a world that looks like it's full of people who have it all figured out. This feeling is so real, and honestly, it's the root of the whole problem. It's where all that heaviness that follows us around comes from. So let's just call it what it is, invisible baggage. Seriously, just imagine for a second that you're carrying it every single day. You've probably been holding it for so long it feels like a part of you, just this background hum of heaviness you can never quite shake. And that leads to a question that I think we all ask ourselves. Why do I feel kind of down so often, even when nothing is obviously, wrong? Well, the answer is inside that invisible bag. So let's open it up. Okay, so when we finally look inside, we find two things that make up most of the weight. The first is constant comparison, and the second is endless judgment. These two are some of the mind's most powerful and, believe me, most exhausting habits. Let's start with comparison. The thing about the comparing mind is that it can only ever land in one of two places. There's really no middle ground. You either feel superior or you feel inferior. And as you're about to see, neither one of those actually brings any lasting peace. See, both outcomes force us to carry this heavy burden. Feeling inferior? Well, that shrinks our self-worth. It creates jealousy. But you'd think feeling superior would be great, right? Nope. It just means we now have to carry the pressure of keeping up that status. So either way, we're stuck with this constant heaviness. Now, the second heavy item, judgment. This is our unconscious habit of just pasting a fixed label on a person or a situation or even on ourselves. We do it instantly, all day long, without even thinking. We're basically trying to put a permanent sticker on a world that is always, always changing. And this really shows the huge flaw in our judgments. I mean, think about it. The person you label as beautiful one day might seem totally different the next. So which label is the true one? Well, neither of them. Judgments are just snapshots, but reality, that's a moving picture. Our labels can never, ever capture the whole truth. So what do we do when this baggage just gets too heavy to carry? We do what anyone would do. We try to escape. We look for a getaway, a temporary break from the load. But there's a big problem with this strategy. We seek out these temporary getaways, right? A vacation, a shopping spree, a drink after work. And yeah, for a moment, we do feel lighter. But we make a mistake. We think it's the activity itself, the vacation or the chocolate, that's making us feel good. But that's not what's really happening. The relief we feel comes from one simple thing. For a little while, we've actually just set the baggage down. We've stopped comparing and judging for a bit. But we give the credit to the activity, not to the absence of the weight. So we get trapped in this cycle. We come back from our getaway, we pick the baggage right back up, and pretty soon, that old escape, it just isn't enough anymore. And here's the really crucial point. We become so identified with the weight of our own thoughts and feelings that living without them feels strange, almost empty. We're so used to the struggle that we unconsciously pick the baggage right back up. Because honestly, without it, we don't quite feel like ourselves. So if escapes don't work, then what does? The answer isn't another activity or some far-off destination. It's actually a really simple but profound internal shift, the practice of awareness. This is the real path to setting the baggage down for good. So what even is awareness? Well, it's way simpler than it sounds. It's not about analyzing or trying to fix your thoughts. It's definitely not about struggling with your feelings. It is simply witnessing. It's just the act of noticing what's happening in your mind and your body without getting all tangled up in it. This says it perfectly. The practice is just to see the thoughts of comparison as they pop up, to watch the feelings of judgment as they pass through you. You're not trying to fight them or push them away. You're just watching. Now, listen, this is a really important distinction. The goal here isn't to become some kind of robot who never compares or judges again. I mean, that's impossible. The goal is to bring awareness to the act of comparing, to simply notice, oh, hey, I'm doing it again. The habit itself might not go away, but your relationship to it is completely transformed. And this simple practice of just watching your mind, it starts to build into something truly profound. It begins to change your entire inner world. You shift from being a passive victim of your thoughts to becoming an active cultivator of your own mind. And you want to know the best part? It doesn't take hours of meditation or some huge, massive effort. It literally starts with just one moment. A single time where you notice, I'm comparing myself right now. That's it. That one moment is the seed. This is really the core idea to take away. Every single time you bring awareness to a thought or a feeling, you're planting a seed. A seed that with a little time is going to grow into a completely new way of being with yourself and with the world. And this is what happens in the end. Your mind becomes your garden. Instead of just letting it get overgrown with all the weeds of comparison and judgment, you actually gain the ability to choose what you water. You can notice a negative thought and just let it be without feeding it and making it grow into some bigger problem. Ultimately, this whole practice leads to this really empowering realization. You are the gardener of your own mind. It's your space, it's totally unique, and you have the power to cultivate peace and clarity inside it. You're no longer just a victim of the baggage, you're deciding what to plant instead. So, we'll leave you with one final question to think about. As you go about your day today, just ask yourself this. What am I resisting right now? It's a simple way to bring a little awareness into this very moment. And just noticing the answer, well, that's the first step to setting that baggage down.